What's good, gamers? Bloodoff941 here, and today I'm going to talk about something I thought was going to be the least fun part of the new season, the Season Pass exotic Alethonym. I think that's how you say it. But before we get too deep in the video, if y'all could click like, hit subscribe as well, that would be very, very cool of you. I put out 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at noon Eastern time. Thanks. So, originally, I wanted to do a video about the new comp shotgun, Deadlock, but it's bugged and is dropping with the same roll that the Riposte is dropping with last season, even though it can't get Killing Wind. Very funny. So in the meantime, I figured I'd work on getting a good anonymous autumn for that video. But, unfortunately, I'm not a very lucky man, and that's got quite a few perks in each column, so it's still trying to get a decent one to work with there. I spent some time making a stasis build with Alethonym just to see how it would play in Onslaught and other PvE activities, and I forgot to swap my loadout at the start of a match of PvP. Being a stubborn jackass, I decided to run with it and see what happened. Holy fucking shit, dude, this is so much fun. Oh, man, this is fun. So what is this gun? Well, first off, it's a rule breaker. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a primary ammo grenade launcher, like my least favorite gun, Fighting Lion. It's a breech loader, so it's one shot. And in PvE, it will create special and power ammo from thin air through its exotic perk, Vestigial Alchemy, breaking ammo economy rules. It also acts like the reissued Mountaintop does, where it shoots a micro-missile projectile with no drop, that lets you rocket jump. This is very clearly a PvE weapon. The catalyst that we don't have yet will give it one for all, and it's really hard to generate enough vestiges to do anything significant in the Crucible. This is definitely not something that you want to take into PvP on paper. I don't think it can even one-hit kill other players at reasonable resiliences, and it's not exactly the most forgiving weapon in the world. So it turns out, I tried to do some testing with Cool Dude, and private matches, like, the health is bugged, and I don't know the exact damage this thing does. Sometimes I'm hitting people for like 80% of their health in one projectile. Sometimes I'm hitting them for 5% of their health in one projectile. So, I can't give any hard data. I apologize. Genuinely, everything about this weapon is shouting at me, why the fuck are you using me here? But goddamn am I having a blast. Pun intended, because I am a hack. Want to see a cool trick? Are you locked down by an annoying swarm grenade? Or maybe there's a lightning nade that you need to take care of but can't spare the time to line up your shot? Easy, instant disarm that doesn't require green or fiddling with the proper arc or of the projectile or letting go of the button timing your detonation. Just point and click. Look at this. You shoot where the swarm grenade is and it is gone. All the little seekers instantly detonate. It's fucking great, dude. You shoot it at a wall where there's a lightning grenade or a line grenade or the Hunter Transcendence grenade just hanging out, gone instantly. Nothing that you have to worry about at all. Very useful for countering one of the more annoying playstyles going around right now. The Alethonym, if you want to use it at all in PvP, is very much a gun that you do not take into 3s. This is a 6's weapon. Anywhere else is just a bad idea, because in 3s, there's a lot less chaotic bullshit going on, so you need to have each part of your kit used as a way to guarantee you your kill, right? It can help in a 1v1, but it's much easier to just have a consistent weapon in each slot that can get kills on its own, or use like a bow swap build, which, now that I think about it, this kind of does play the same way that a bow swap loadout would play, but it's a little less easy to get kills with. Obviously, like bows, you'll hit for 90% of a target's HP, guaranteed, and then you just swap instantly to something that's got a decent amount of range you can hit at that far, and they're dead. This, you hit a target for like 55 to 60% of their HP, and then you need to be able to track that shit and hope that you know what you're doing. It's much harder to take advantage of than a bow. This is like a primer or a poking weapon, if that makes sense. It's also super map dependent. Multiplex, Vostok, and other big maps with a lot of open space just don't play very well. It's much more difficult to make work on those maps than it is like Widow's Court or Cirrus Plaza or Javelin 4, because those maps have a little bit more closer range with many walls to play off of. Like Widow's Court has a lot of open space, yes, but there's a lot of shorter range cover to play off of to detonate those projectiles on, right, if that makes sense. Javelin 4's got a lot of open space as well, but long corridors that people have to play in those tighter engagements with, so that splash damage is something you can actually take advantage of there. Now come the actual problems. You're not getting anything out of this if you're not running instant reload options. This is a very specific playstyle and loadout weapon. If you notice, I've gone back to Revenant, which is the Stasis Hunter. I've gone back to pure Stasis Hunter instead of a Stasis-focused Prismatic build. That's because one very specific fragment, Whisper of Impetus. I'm going to read it verbatim here. Damaging targets with a Stasis melee reloads your stowed weapons and grants you a temporary boost to weapon-ready speed. It also gives you an extra 10 result, which is kind of nice. Going up a free tier result is pretty cool, but that's not why I'm using this. That instant reload on hitting with a Withering Blade is very, very useful for a weapon like this. In a perfect scenario, you shoot, reload dodge, shoot, melee, and shoot without having to go through any of the reload animations, meaning you'll throw 3 shots downrange in rapid succession. Now, it's a little difficult to master beyond just the inputs. You gotta have the right timing, not just for pressing buttons, but for not having wasted your impetus proc before the fight. You've also gotta be able to position properly, so the dash, because I'm using Bacchus, of course it's gonna be a full-on light shift dash. So you gotta position properly so the dash doesn't throw you into a position that you can't recover from while still being able to get the kill. Oh, and remember the rocket jump aspect to this thing? Yeah, if you tickle yourself with a detonation due to the wall or target you're hitting being a little closer than ideal, you're just in the air now, meaning you've got the in-air accuracy penalty, and you can't use Hunter Dodge. Now maybe that's a good thing for you, because you're a cracked out Shattered Eye Fiend with Glacial Nade or Headstone or something, but this led to many a dropped engagement on my end, since I don't play that way, and it throws off the timing a lot. You'll have a lot of deaths where you feel like, damn dude, I fucking killed myself because I did it the right way. You'll feel pretty bad about a lot of these sometimes, and that's really unfortunate. The Alethonym is not a weapon that you just pick up and start fragging with in the Crucible. To be honest, even when you're familiar and comfortable with it, you still probably won't be slaying out like crazy. It's just a fun tool to mess around with in your arsenal. But as a result, the weapon you pair it with is very important. Since you essentially have only one weapon slot and the other slot is a tool, you need something that fits as an all-rounder option. Almost any auto rifle works here, but I think precision frames fit best. Decent at range and able to duel closer opponents with little problems. I wanted something arc to synergize with Mask of Bacchus' arc/stasis surge buff. So I pulled out the Prosecutor I got a couple of months ago from my vault. This one's got Dragonfly and Target Lock. Usually Dragonfly is whatever, but that little bit of chip damage from the explosion pairs nicely with the whole small explosive damage poke thing that I'm using the Alethonym for. Slotted in perfectly. But if you want to use a different auto rifle, be my guest. Like I said, I think arc weapons work out best because they synergize with Bacchus really well, and if you're not running Hunter, I don't know what you're doing. That instant reload, even if you're not running stasis, I think is really, really important. So this being a stasis weapon, Bacchus synergy, etc., etc. I am a simp for Bacchus, we know this. Other auto rifles work fine. If you got a good summoner, that works too. Just an auto rifles in the energy slot. Overall thoughts on this gun? Look, nuts on the table, don't use it. The chances of you being in an engagement where you think to yourself, ah, man, I wish I had Alethonym right now, are like 1 in 1,000, if that. Most of the time, you would rather have had a different weapon, and the second you swap off, you'll notice instant improvement. But goddamn, if this playstyle isn't just pure fun. Winning? Cringe. Doing stupid shit with unique toys? Based as fuck. You shoot, you poke a guy, you shoot it, like you just, oh god, it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm fucking, like, lining up those perfect shots downrange is just fun as hell. I don't know, like, first-person combat is something that Bungie does really well. I think that if their gunplay wasn't this good, I would hate this playstyle because it's not very effective. But when everything aligns, right, when the stars align and you press all the buttons perfectly and you get that sick, nasty double kill and you, like, Bacchus dash to, like, ramp yourself off a wall, get that height, shoot some dudes on the ground, right, like, when everything aligns, it's just fun as hell. And I don't think I've had this much fun in the Crucible in a very long time. Yes, it is not something that the average player is going to be able to enjoy. You need to be kind of good at the game to do this, or really stubborn, which is what I am. So keep in mind, it's not going to work immediately if you try this out. But this is just so much fun. This is fantastic. So, but what are you guys thinking? You like the Alethonym at all? Do you think I'm an insane person for taking you into PvP? I think I'm an insane person for taking you into PvP, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. You enjoying the season so far? You having a blast? Let me know what y'all are thinking in those comments down below. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.
But the battle is still close. Zone C lost. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. 3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. You're almost there. This is amazing!